Never fear, the Black Belt Bots are here, presenting another epic experience with your host, RJ Redden. Boom! And we're here!
Well, my wife just came home. The dog is going insane.
What would a live stream be without interruptions and disruptions in life, right?
It wouldn't even be right.
I think it's illegal, actually.
It is legal. The live stream gods will scoff in your direction if you think that everything is going to go right, baby.
That is so true. That is so true. And welcome to your first epic engagement adventure. RJ, thank you so much for going down this path and sharing valuable information with your community and other communities that haven't yet discovered you.
I am in love with engagement. I am passionate about spreading a message. And podcasting, live streaming is absolutely one of my favorite things. So it was time. I was ready. You were available. And here we are. I'm so excited to get started.
And if anyone's out there that has not yet connected with RJ, has not actually experienced the joy and the fascination with engagement, this is the right place to be. Every single week, we're going to be doing something crazy to actually allow you to do something amazing in your community and your journey. So, RJ, how long have you been doing this thing? For those that may not know you yet, what's the secret sauce that brought you here today? What's the journey? Take us back a little bit and kind of give us a landscape of your experience in engagement.
Okay. Well, to do that, we're going to have to wave a line it a long time ago.
It's not a straight line.
It's not a straight line, baby. Particularly not when I'm walking it. Anyway, it all begins with a certain aptitude for technology.
Yeah.
And a vast interest in marketing. You know, I was one of those kids who would watch commercials and go, no. That scene should have gone before this. Or you know what? They really should have said that right over there. They messed up on that word. And people would look at me like, what? You're watching commercials? What is wrong with you? But I couldn't help it. Headlines, billboards, articles, TV, everything was fodder for, you know what? It would have been better if they'd have done this. Now, that coupled with a vast interest in technology. I am not a coder, by the way. I don't code. I have great respect for people who do. But not my thing. But I tell you, I can see the logic behind what's happening with technology. I can see the skeleton where it's all being built. And even if I don't know how to do that myself, I can guide on the side. I can talk to people about, okay, here's how you set things up. Here's how to set up a YouTube campaign. Here's how to do your emails. I did that for a number of years. I was a technology coach. I was sort of everybody's marketing technology coach. Oh, you don't know how to blah, blah, blah. Call RJ.
Yeah.
And it was a fun ride. And I love my clients, but there was something wrong in there. And that was
what was wrong?
Russ.
What was wrong, RJ?
It's that death knell of the algorithm.
Yes.
Let me explain. So I would teach my clients how to run a YouTube campaign, and they would take my advice, implement everything, do really well with it. And then one day, and there was always this day, the call comes. The call that says, yeah. And the call that says, RJ, it was working really well for a while, and it's gone to 0. What happened?
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding,
Algorithm.
Ding. Oh, an algorithm, as long as you're standing on someone else's ground, no matter what ground that is, no matter what campaign you're running, even if it's an email campaign and you think you own your list, you don't own your
You
list.
don't own your list.
I have had clients have their emailing rights taken away in an instant
Yeah.
because of too many people saying these are spam emails. I've had people have their Facebook accounts taken away in an instant because they're contacting people the wrong way. Or, I've had links of my own taken down when people ask for links right in that same conversation. Those people own those platforms for a reason. It's because they would like to make some money off of them.
Yeah. We are the product.
We are the product. And you know what? When you make friends with that idea, it's a lot more friendly. But I just kept helping people set stuff up, having them be successful, and then having them turn to me and go, "What is happening?" And I'd have to say over and over again, "Hey, the way that the deck is stacked right now is against you.
Mhm.
We need something else to be able to communicate well with the people that you want to connect with." And so one
And
day,
the interesting thing about it is that even with email, which I still believe is an incredibly powerful tool, because it does lead people back to your own real estate, sort of. And the reality is that it's a journey for a lot of people. So creating that journey is always evolving exercise. And anytime the algorithm changes, you have to adapt and, discover what's working again.
exactly.
Yeah.
And most small business owners, most coaches just starting out in their first 5 years, you'd have to pay somebody full time on all of the platforms to make sure that you know everything. You're able to adapt to everything, and that's just not even a possibility.
To stay current. Yeah. It's insane. I mean, so many details, thousands of details.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nobody but nobody gets into business for themselves so they can be a slave.
Yeah.
So they can not a slave to the corporate machine anymore. I was the world's worst employee anyway. Not a slave to the corporate machine, a slave to to the algorithm and keeping up with that. So I was frustrated. I loved my job, I loved my clients, but I didn't love this bell that kept ringing. And so one day I had this client, and she tended to jump into things technologically, and then 2 weeks later give me a call and go, "RJ, what am I supposed to be doing here?" And so this person had talked a lot about bots. She'd been talking about them to a couple of people, and then I saw she was in this group, so I joined the group. The group had like a start here link, so I click the link. I'll follow the rules for once in my life. And when I clicked that link, I was in a bot. The bot, which is an automated series of messages, the bot told me it was a bot and told me, "Here are your choices. Here's some things that you can do inside this bot." And then it told me a dad joke. And I was in love. Right there. Because all of a sudden I'd been given a choice about what I wanted to hear next. How
Yeah.
often do we get a choice in other people's marketing?
Right. Almost never.
Unsubscribe. Unsubscribe is the only choice you can make.
Yeah.
Um, it gave me a choice. It told me a joke. It was like, wow. And then as I proceeded through, the bot was asking me some questions about, "Hey, what's your experience level with bots? Okay, how long you been doing this? Hey, what do you want to know next about bots?" And I was like, and I could see both sides of the interaction. I could see the user side where it's like, "Hey, somebody's like interested in me." And I could also see the marketing side of it where you're taking people's answers in and you're pointing down a path, you're putting them down a path that's relevant to them. And I thought, this is the two-way street I've been looking for. This is it.
Mm, yeah. I love it. I love it, RJ. And I want to make sure that we continue down this path. But first and foremost, I think we should take a break
Let's take
because
a commercial break.
we have a commercial. So let's swap things up a little bit. All right. And after commercial, I want to hear a bit more about bots specifically.
Sweet.
Sound fair?
I'm in. This segment is brought to you by Random Acts of Kindness. Enjoy.
And we're back. And welcome back to the epic engagement adventure with RJ Redden.
Welcome.
How much fun can we have? I mean, that was kind of fun, right?
That was fun. I loved it, and there's gonna be a lot of those. There's gonna be a lot of those, my friend.
So, talking about bots. So you came along this marketing adventure. You came down the path, the yellow brick road. You know, had a few bumps, a few holes in the pavement here and there. And all of a sudden the algorithm kicked you out and found Botland. And, you know, the engagement and the love for bots started. So tell us what specifically that you love about the bots and the journey that people can go on relative to the bots that you create.
The single most important thing in marketing for me is to make sure that people feel seen, heard, and cared about. That's missing a little bit occasionally in some spots of our world today. I'm being sarcastic. It's missing a lot. And if I can put that right into my communications with you, right into our interaction, then all of a sudden I'm standing out. Even if I'm doing the same thing as 5 other people down the street, I stand out. I stand out. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And for me, a bot is a perfect place to show that care, by not wasting people's time with irrelevant stuff. Irrelevant, subscribe to my newsletter now. Hey, you don't know me. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Not wasting people's time, giving people choices about what they want to hear and when, because then people feel like they're a participant in that conversation. And just helping people feel like they are in the right direction, creating the right momentum, going towards that right goal. It's amazing to me how much marketing these days, there's a lot of alienation in there. There's a lot of, hello, subscribe to my newsletter because I blah, 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 and I blah, 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 and look at this rented Ferrari. Who cares? Who cares about your rented Ferrari? I do not. Bots give you a place where you can invite someone to come play with you. You can learn about them. They can learn about you. You can see if it's a match. And if it isn't, wait, let's do it again.
So how much of that botology, the botology is the thought process of what you actually want to share? Because, you know, getting that trust factor, you know, attract and engage is a lot easier than chasing and convincing, right? So we need to make sure that we have a pirate ship here. So
yes, we do.
It's like, where'd my ship go?
I must say hello to my sister-in-law, Lindsay Wilson McCluskey. How are you? Good to see you.
Excellent. And thank you so much for joining in. And we're talking about bots and the epic engagement adventure with RJ Redden, the infamous RJ Redden. And the thing that I love about bots is that, like you said, you have a choice. You can give people choices and you can respond based on the reaction to those choices.
That is correct.
And that takes a little bit of thought process to anticipate the psychology or the journey that people are going on. So how do you work through that process with your clients?
So absolutely, how do you stand in their shoes a little bit?
Mm,
And it's exactly like this. Have you ever had to have a hard conversation with somebody and you go, okay, if he says this, then I'm gonna go down there, I'm gonna go here. And if he says this, I'm gonna respond in that way. And you kind of rehearse the conversation out so that you're gonna be prepared to get
mm,
these questions and to go down these paths. A bot is nothing more than that. A bot is nothing more than thinking about the problem or the solution or whatever the topic is,
mhm,
thinking about it in several different ways that your clients might think about it or want a solution or want to be talked to. If you
mhm,
truly can walk a mile in their shoes, then you can, create that your side of a conversation with any questions that they may have. It's a really convenient thing too because my bots are online 24/7, 365. I
yeah.
am not online 24/7, 365.
Well, there's a lot of people that would love to give the impression that they are online 24/7. And I guess a bot would assist in that process. And I think it's really cool though that when I see a bot, it says blatantly, "I am a bot. Here's Russ's bot, or here's RJ's bot," and follow the path so people know what to expect. It's not like you're doing anything nefarious. It's just giving people information that they are searching for at the time to get to know you, like you, and trust you a little bit more.
Exactly. Exactly. I used to call bots a conversation on steroids.
Mm,
It's meeting somebody at a party or at a networking event. It's asking those questions that you ask everybody, giving the same answers that you give everybody. The trouble is with those events, an hour later, or an hour and a half, however long you've spent at those things, right? You're
yeah.
probably going to get two people that you really want to talk to. And then kind of the rest of it is just an exercise in repetition, right?
Yeah.
With
Well, it's
bots,
like it's almost like FAQs.
yeah,
The same questions get asked over and over again. So
they
why not deploy a bot to answer 95% of the questions that get asked over and over again?
exactly. Why not take the weight off yourself, off of your team if you have one?
Mhm.
Why not why not engage with that person one on one? Bots are like waking up always on your best hair day.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that you have that problem extensively.
I have that problem. It's so funny.
Uh, you know,
It's so funny I have that problem.
it's waking up on your best hair day, putting your best foot forward, and being as absolutely awesome as you can possibly be every single interaction that you have.
Yeah.
Why? Who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't?
Oh, everybody wants that. And the challenge though, I suspect, and it might be part of the equation, is because they haven't experienced that in the use of a bot, they have to kind of go through the learning process, the educational process to understand what does a successful bot bring to the table and why should I care? Because that's something that people still struggle with because there's so much noise out there. So
Mm.
that's one of the things that I think is really important for people to understand. And so how do you help them and guide them through that journey?
Well, first of all, bots are not for everybody.
Okay.
They are for people who really want to cultivate a great client journey.
Mm,
If you care about your client journey, specifically individually, bots are a great option for you. If you are a person who would much rather see tons and tons of opt-ins on a list and not really think about, the steps that they're going to go through, then bots are probably a little too intense. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Maybe a nice ad campaign, a pay per click, something like that would do you better. For me, what they provide and why you should care. What they provide is a two-way street for a conversation to happen. in which you get to know them, they get to know you. It's a two-way street. It's not a one-way, hi, I've got everything you've dreamed about in my 5-step program. It'll only take you 3 weeks. Please pay me $87,000. You know what I mean?
Right.
The same old pitch, right?
Yeah.
That kind of pitch is one way. That kind of pitch is alienating. That kind of thing shows up in your inbox day after day after day. But if you get an invitation to play, an invitation to a quiz where maybe you'll find out this certain cool thing about your business, or maybe an invitation to a game, or maybe an invitation to a 5-day challenge, some sort of an interaction that's going to be meaningful for you, meaningful for me, and we're both going to have great takeaways. We may work together after that. That's what it's about. And
That's
why
what it's
should you
about.
care? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that's what it's all about, is the interaction. Because here's what I've discovered along my journey. And, there's certain people that you connect with. There's certain people that you really want to work with, and other people, maybe it's not a good fit.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means that they're not a good fit for what you're doing at that moment in time.
Yeah.
And so getting that clear, concise, and in a way, and delivered in a way that makes sense to both sides, I think is an awesome and amazing opportunity for anyone. So I want to take a break here, RJ, and I want to come back. When we come back, I want to have a little bit of story time. So
let's do this.
You okay with that? You okay with
let's do this, Russ.
Let's do this story time thing, because you know what? I really like stories, and I want to make sure. So stay tuned.
This segment brought to you by people who write checks in the grocery line. Honey, is that still a thing? I love that one. I really do.
I really do. That is a clue as to how your personality is going to be received.
Truth.
It's like, if you don't get that, if you don't find that to be hilarious, I can't help you. I can't help you. I'm just sorry.
True.
So story time. We went through the process of how you got to where you are. We talked about bots in general, and I know there's a ton of information that you're going to continue to share down the road. However, I think it's important for people to kind of get a sense of what it's like to go through this process, and what it's like to have a successful bot, and the outcomes that people have experienced by using a successful bot. And maybe you could share a few stories about that, RJ.
Well, yeah. And I'm going to start with this because if we're telling stories, we have to have a pipe. That's the rule on this podcast. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, what makes a successful interaction? You asked me what makes a successful bot interaction. So let's back up. What makes a successful interaction? When do you walk away from a conversation going, you know what? I really want to know more about that human being.
Yeah.
We forget in today's world, especially because the whole world looks like the Brady Bunch opening. Do you remember this? 9 little screens. How well they predicted 2020 and beyond.
Yeah.
But we forget in this world that we are not talking to a screen. We are not talking to imaginary people that may all have this particular need for an umbrella. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
What we have to do, what we need to do today is even a little step further than what we used to have to do, because we could go to an event and connect with people in a public place before we were all afraid for our lives. Soon, maybe we'll be able to do it again. Who knows? But
I think we can.
I think it's getting closer. I was on an airplane almost a year ago. It was a beautiful experience. Anyway,
Roz is here.
Oh, well, if Roz is here and Kate Satelli is here, then we are we're ready. We're ready. It is go time, people.
Okay, everyone, it's story time. We're gonna be going into story time. So bring out the pipe.
Yeah, baby.
So
So,
the Brady Bunch to the bots.
so yeah, bring it around, RJ, is what I hear you saying. So our job, our job as people who want to find other people to work with us is to step beyond the expected.
Yeah.
Step beyond that screen. Know that you're talking to a human being over there. I'll tell you what's a successful interaction. Many people ask me about the Cape. So
Hmm.
many questions about the Cape. There are so many questions about the Cape that now I have a set of responses. One of them is the truth.
What is it? Two lies and a truth? Or two
Exactly.
truths and a lie?
But a successful interaction is when I'm standing in an event
Mhm.
and somebody is attracted by the Cape. I don't know if you know this about me, Russ. I am a shy human. No, really, I am. Without the goggles, without the cape, no pipe, just me. I'll go to a networking event, find a beverage, and stand with my back against a wall, conversing with somebody I already know. This
Uh-huh.
is not a good way to network, but I'm kind of shy. And so I went to my first event and I thought to myself, I don't know. I was doing a sponsor thing. I had a table, I had some stuff. It was cool. But I was privately thinking to myself, I don't know how I'm going to make any money. I don't talk to people first. Listen, wear a cape.
Yeah.
They'll talk to you.
They'll come up and ask you about the Cape.
They will come up and ask you about the cape, or they will come up and say, I love the cape. I wish I had the confidence to self express like you do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, it was total accident, the cape. It was a total accident. I went to an event. I was wearing it because I thought it was a superhero theme. I thought other people will be wearing things. Narrator. They weren't. They weren't. But then I went to my next event. Somebody who had been to the previous one said, go get that cape. It's your branding now. And I'm
That,
like, okay, I'm going to do what I'm told. And it was the best
yeah.
thing ever. It was the
That is
best thing ever.
brilliant. That is brilliant. I've
The,
always loved the Cape, so that's just I was drawn to it as well. So
thank you.
that's the way it goes.
So back to the best interaction question. When people see who I am a nerd. I'm a hard nerd. All right. I'm a nerd with a whole lot of heart. When they
Yeah.
see me, when they see, me making little expressions or those sly little jokes or whatever it is, when they're drawn and attracted toward me, and they already love me by the time they're standing across from me, and
Hmm.
then we get to have a conversation, there's your success. Bots work in exactly the same way. Because I'll tell you what happens when people get a load of one of my bots and they don't like my personality, they're
Hmm.
done. They're out before I even know they're around. It's the people who self select
I was
who
just going
get
to
on my
say
calendar.
self-selection, self-qualification, and so you don't have to deal with a lot of noise because they already know whether or not they want to be attracted by the Cape or not.
Exactly. And you
Yeah.
don't have to have a cape. You can just have your very own personality and put it out there. You don't have to have anything fun going on. You don't have to have like a series of wigs and maybe some peacock feathers in a bunch like I do over on my desk. You don't have to have any of that. You just have to be you. You just have to express the passion that you have inside. A successful interaction is the same as a successful bot interaction. People see you, they go, I need to find out what's going on with that human being. They stroll over, and there you go.
Fantastic. I love it. I love it. So I hope that this was a valuable interaction with everybody joining in. And if you're catching this on the replay, hashtag replay, and let RJ know that you're interested in learning more about epic engagement, bots, and just fun personalities.
Yes.
So any last words,
Well,
RJ,
speaking of a
before we
fun
wrap it up?
personality, Corinne has joined us. Hello, Corinne.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Um, yep. She is my sister-in-law as well. So
The
the
cape
gathering has
and not
happened.
the goggles.
Well, the goggles actually came later. The
Uh-huh.
cape came with this really itchy mask that popped off my head. So I
Ah,
had to go get these. But anyway,
it's
final
the
words.
rule. Observe the rule.
It's the rules.
It's the rules. I love
Yes.
it. I love it. Well, this has been
The
fun. This has been
it,
fun, RJ. So
it's been a huge amount of fun, and I'm gonna tell you all. This is the beginning. The song. This is the beginning, playing in my head right now. This is the very beginning. Every Thursday, 4 o'clock Central, I will be here. I will be interviewing another different human being on how they do engagement, who they are, why they do what do they do for engagement. And I'm going to be teaching my little stories. There will also be those little TV commercials that I make because you're going to like those. I know you're going to like those. So
absolutely.
show back up. Also, there will be, very soon the podcast. It's coming. It's
It's
this in audio
on the
format
road. On the road.
on the road. And also next time, not this time, but next, there'll be a little community to join too. So I hope you're all as excited as I am. Although I'm excited enough to do interpretive dance right now, but I don't want to expose that to you yet. If this is our first time together, I'm probably going to wait for the interpretive dance.
We'll get some bite-sized pieces out there first. It's like Costco Tasties. It's like,
hello, would you like some of this?
would you like to try this?
That's right.
And then you can buy 5 gallons of it. I'll load it
5
up in your
gallons.
cart.
I am just that vision, Russ, is beautiful. I just have to say that.
And thank you so much. So how do people get a hold of you, RJ? Track you down, connect. Where's your bot located?
I'll tell you what. There's a cool little quiz happening at yourcorecode.com. There's a cool little quiz that I got going on. You can take that and kind of figure out it's a personality test that will show you what your customized marketing mix needs to be. There are all kinds of marketing tools out there.
I love it.
There are thousands of marketing tools, and every marketer is going to say, get my tool. Get my tool. No. I want you to get some marketing tools that are really aligned with your personality so that doing your marketing pumps you up instead of makes you dread your entire life. So go take that quiz. It'll take you about 5 minutes or maybe less. It's a multiple choice, my friends. And you will get your personalized marketing mix mailed back to you and an invitation to get on a little phone call with me. Who wouldn't love that?
Brilliant. And it's a great exercise for anyone that wants to learn more. So personal experience, I just tell them, just saying. So
just saying.
RJ, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I love what you're doing, and I look forward to many more episodes. And I just wanted to get started, get you going, and keep it going.
Yeah, baby.
All right, everyone. Never fear, the Black Belt Bots are here, presenting another epic experience with your host, RJ Redden.